Okay, so it says we're recording, so we'll see. All right, so I'm super excited about this. I see so many new people, so many new faces, and I'm super pumped that y'all are on this team and that y'all joined us in this journey. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Morgan McIntyre. I'm 23 years old. I've been doing this business for a little over 2 years now, and somehow, whether I enrolled you or whether someone else did, I'm somehow your upline, and that just simply means that I'm a leader that's going to be there for you in addition to whoever signed you up. We're super excited to have you, and tonight we're going to be talking about how to sign up loyal customers. And this is super important because I think a lot of people, whenever they join this business, especially like right out of the gate, they're like, okay, cool, got my customers. But how do I sign up distributors? But we overlook the customers, and that's a huge deal, guys, because, that was what I did anyway. Like, I was like, okay, cool, I got my customers. But now how do I get distributors? And like we would literally, okay, let's say we were all distributors and we had no customers. We would not have a business if we didn't have customers. So those are so, so important. And I don't want you to overlook those distributors. Super important too. Why? Because we're in a life-changing business and we're in it to change more lives. So when we sign up distributors, we're able to do that. But we can't promote. Even if we have 75 billion distributors and 0 customers, you're still a distributor. You're not going to promote without customers. And obviously we want customers because we have life-changing products. So it's very, very important to sign up customers. And so I'm going to tell you how. Let me see. I'm trying to decide if I want to share my screen with you or just Nala. Girl, I'm about to knock you out of here. Get out of the trash can, please. Nala, hang on just a second. No. Okay, hang on. Let me just sign on to my Instagram really quick. Oh, actually, I am already on my Instagram. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to sign up customers, mostly through social media, just because that is what I use to grow my business the most. And, here we go. All right. So, a little technically illiterate here. All right. So, using social media is huge. Okay, so a lot of people, whenever they join this business, they'll tell me, well, I have like a really small town that I live in, or, everyone around me already sells these products, or they already use these products. No one will be interested. No one really wants it. And they limit themselves to their area. So just a really quick story about me. Whenever I started this business, I had just moved from South Haven, Mississippi, up to Grand Rapids, Michigan. I was a nanny, so I didn't even have any coworkers. I literally knew no one except for the couple of people at church. And those were people that I said, they're never going to be interested in these products. Like, they'll never order from me. We know those people. You're thinking of people in your head right now as I say that. You're like, oh yeah, those people, they would never be interested in this. So what I did was I said in my mind, I was like, well, why would I say, well, I can't be successful because I don't know anyone here. I have access to social media. So I've got access to the whole entire world. Stop. Through my phone. So I can connect with people from France. There are people from France on our team. Canada, like Great Britain, Australia. I've got customers in Australia, New Zealand. Like, you can connect with anyone, anywhere. And we're open in over 20 different countries. So we're able to do that through social media. So obviously the people around you are great too, but just because you don't know anyone in your area or because no one in your area is interested doesn't mean you can't be successful. Those people that I wrote off and said they'll never be interested in this, this business or these products. One of them is on this Zoom right now, and she's one of the people who I knew when I started this business, and she became a distributor. Like, when did you become a distributor, Sandy? Like November, I think, or December?
Yeah, November.
And so like over a year, she watched me and she didn't join, but I was like, oh my gosh, these people are never going to be interested. And they became customers. They became distributors. So never write people off because you have no idea what situation they're in. You have no idea what products they could need. So anyways, social media is a really, really great way. This dog. Nala, down. Good girl. So I'm going to show you what my Instagram looks like. Most of you on this team who I've signed up, I met you through Instagram, most of you. So some of you I met through Facebook, but most of you are not local to me, and I met you through Instagram. So let me see if I can share my screen. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen with you. So can everybody see that? Okay, perfect. So this is what my Instagram looks like. And so my name is clear right here. It says what my name is. And then if you go and look at my Instagram bio, you see that, you know, I'm a Christ follower, retired at 22, now I'm 23. I'm a fur mama, coffee drinker and dreamer, food lover. Like, I say what I love. I talk about the things that I like to do, the things that I am. And notice that in my bio, it does not say ItWorks distributor. A lot of times whenever people see that, it's a negative. It's like a turn off automatically. Like, they see that and they're like, block, or nope, don't follow me, please. Because they think that you're going to spam them with a bunch of pictures. Hang on just a second. Not one. Here. Okay, sorry. I have a roommate, so I have to keep my door closed, but I didn't want her to not have toys, and she always likes to sleep in my bathroom floor, so that's why she was, like, whimpering, because she wanted to go sleep in the bathroom floor. Anyways, okay, so you don't want to say ItWorks distributor because they automatically think that, hang on. Goodness, if I can spell it. They're going to automatically think you're going to spam them with this right here. They're going to think that's what your page is going to look like. They're going to think that's all they're going to see are ads and different stuff. They're not going to know who you are. They don't expect your page to look like this, right? So whenever your page is bright and colorful and crisp, they don't mind following you. But if you're going to tell them right off the bat that you're an ItWorks distributor, you don't even have the chance to prove them wrong because they won't follow you back or let you follow them. So notice my followers to following ratio. Can y'all see my mouse on here? Yeah? Okay. So my followers, clearly I have more followers than people that I'm following. And then whenever that number gets to be too high, like if I have like, you know, I'm following 7,000 people and I only have like 6,500 followers, if I'm following more than I have followers, I'm going to go through and use my Instagram cleaner. It's literally called Instagram Cleaner. And I will just use that app to delete people who are not following me, or who are not following me back. So that way I can keep that ratio small, and so that I'm following less people. So you're going to post pictures that have your personal before and after pictures. You're going to post bright pictures, pictures of your friends, coffee. Like I said that I love coffee, so I post about coffee. I talk about how I love food. You see me post about food. You know, I talk about how I have a fur baby. You can see my dog. Like I post about the things that my bio says because my profile's on private. So you don't see anything except for this up here at the top whenever you go to follow me. If I followed you, you're going to go and you're going to be like, oh, I have a follow request from this person. That's what you're going to see. That's your first impression is that. And that's why you don't say ItWorks distributor. So then they follow you. They accept your friend request. You're following them. They're following you. And they see these pictures. And they're going to follow you based on what your bio says. So if you say that you're a fur mama, they're like, oh, well, I'll let her follow me and I'll follow her back because I have a dog too and we can relate that way. Well, if I'm never posting pictures about a dog, I'm not going to get very many likes on my posts from that person. So if you're on this Zoom right now and you're like, well, my pictures don't get very many likes. Well, are you posting about what your bio says? Because if you're not, the people who are following you aren't going to be interested in what you're posting. Then you're going to want to post what we call the 3-3 rule. So the 3-3 rule is 3 product pictures and 3 lifestyle pictures every day. So it's super simple, morning, noon, and night. And you can set those up before. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I did make a video last night, just like a quick pop-up training on our April incentive page. So you can go look at that and see how to set up your post from the night before. So the pictures you want to do, like, this is my before and after picture right here. This right here, this picture is actually a product picture. It's a random picture of me and my friends, but what it says is something like, I don't think, oh yeah, here it is. You hear me talk about all the time about how grateful I am for these like how grateful I am for like the freedom ItWorks gave me, but it all started because I fell in love with the products. So talk about how I was a customer before I was a distributor. I was obsessed with these products, and it makes my day when I can help someone else with our products, because I know they're going to feel confident again. They're going to have energy. And so people are going to read that and be like, oh, she's helping people gain confidence. Like, so if I use those products, I'll be more confident. Yeah, they will. Oh, so if I use these products, I'll have more energy. Then it wasn't all about looks. Like, through these products, I've been more confident in who God made me to be, and love the body that God gave me, and then blah, blah, blah. So I talked about the products. So it's actually a product picture, but it's a sneaky product picture. So it's not just another before and after. This is a product picture. Talked about how the wraps are BOGO, and this is me rapping. This is not last night, but I said that I was rapping last night because I did, but this picture was taken like a couple months ago. So you can reuse pictures, just delete them if they're like more recent, but that one was forever ago, so I didn't even worry about it. I have random like quote pictures. Got this from Pinterest. This is me and my boyfriend. I mailed some stuff out to our team today, and so I took a picture of that, and that was a lifestyle post. So just things like that. Those are all pictures and like ideas of things that you can post for the 3-3 rule. So when you get them interested, so that's how you get them interested, is you keep posting about the products, you keep posting about the business. Hang on. Okay. So you keep posting about those things. And that's how you get them interested in the first place. And then once you have them interested, then you can start a conversation with them and start by saying, hey, I saw that you liked my post about blah, blah, blah. And I was just wondering if you were interested. So if you haven't seen yet on the April incentive page here, you know what? Right now, I'm going to go to the April incentive page on Facebook. I'm going to bump up that post that says my typical conversation with a potential customer. So if you have an extra device that you're like, if you're using your phone for Zoom and you have a computer, get on your computer really quick, and then you can follow along with this with me. And I'm going to add some stuff in there too. Okay, I just bumped it up. So now it's going to be at the top. Perfect. Okay, so potential loyal customer combo. So this is what I'm looking at right here. So you want to look at this post, and then if you click the comments, then you can see my conversations. So this is what I'm going to talk about. So this gives you a couple of examples of what I send to them. So I would say, hey, I was wondering if you wanted to be a 90-day product tester for me using one or some of our products. I'm looking for 2 people right now, and I came across your page, and I think you'd be absolutely gorgeous and would love for you to help build my portfolio. You would get a huge discount for helping me out. Would you be interested? You don't have to say that word for word. That's what I use. So you don't have to use the exact same thing. Change it up, make it your own. But that's a really good example of a post that gets me a text, a message that gets me a ton of customers. So then what they usually say back is, sure, like, what do I have to do? Or how much is it? Or what products? Or they'll say, oh my gosh, thanks, that's so nice of you. What kind? Or like, what do I have to do? And then you say, yay. So they're all, or you're welcome, or whatever. So they're all Natural ItWorks products. Right now I'm looking for someone to try hair, skin, and nails. And then I told them the price, our 2-day cleanse price, fat fighters to block out carbs and fats from foods price, skinny wraps to contour and tighten site areas. And then I say, which one of these interests you, girl? I personally use them all, so know I would love whichever one you choose, or that you'll love whichever one you choose. Now, if you've not tried them all, do not tell them that you've tried them all. So be sure and read these messages before you're just sending them out willy-nilly. I have tried all these products, so I can honestly sit here and tell them that I have. But if you haven't, that's okay. Tell them, I just joined this business and I've already tried blank. Most of you have gotten your wraps in from a starter kit, or you were a customer before, so you've tried different products. So say, I've already tried the wraps and they're my favorite. My friend Morgan has tried the other products and I've seen her results and they're amazing. So just something like that. So then they usually say like, okay, I'm interested in the hair, skin, and nails. Could you tell me more? So then on this post that I made in the April incentive page, I've shown you exactly based on which product that they're interested in. I've given you a script to send them. So I've literally made it as simple for you as I can. So go look at that page and find that post. So it literally says like, okay, cool. So you like add something in to like make it fun. Don't just say like hair, skin, nails, make your hair healthy, long, strong, and healthy floor. Like if they're like, oh, I'm interested in the hair, skin, and nails. If you've tried them, you can be like, oh my word, I love the hair, skin, and nails. It's one of my favorite products. My hair used to be blank and blank, but now it's yada, yada, like whatever. And just tell them like a little bit about why you love it. And then say the hair, skin, and nails make your hair longer, stronger, healthy, and fuller. These are my personal results. Send them your personal results if you have them, and if not, use mine. This is why we use our auto shipments. This is so important, guys, because if you're using your auto shipment and getting products every month, you're going to easily be able to say, you know, oh, the fat fighters do this, and this is me whenever I had Mexican last night and I ate the fat fighters after my Mexican food, or these are my hair, skin, and nails results. This is my wrap results from one wrap, and pictures were taken 2 hours apart. The cleanse, what does it taste like? Well, I know it tastes like blueberry Sprite because I've tried the cleanse. How many pounds did you lose? I lost 4 on my last one. I can honestly sit here and give them a testimony. And for those of you who are new, you can't do that. And that's okay. Use me and tell them about my testimony because I've tried them all, or your upline or whoever. So tell them about the products and a little bit of why you love them. Keep it personal. Then they'll say, so with that, you always say like, oh, they're this price retail. So for like fat fighters, you would say you take 2 15 to 6 minutes after your largest meal. Normally it's $42, but they're only $25 when you do the 90-day challenge. Always just leave it at that, because every single time they message you back and say, what's the 90-day challenge? Or sometimes like every now and then they'll say, okay, cool, sounds good. How do I order? Then you always say, so the 90-day challenge is just where you agree to have a product shipped to you for 2 additional months, and then you get my discount on the products. They don't have to be the same product each month. Does that make sense? Notice that I ended it with a question. Why? Because if somebody sent you that and they were just like, well, the 90-day challenge is this. Cool. I don't really know what to say back to that. Now I feel awkward, like I don't know what to respond. When you say, does that make sense? They can say yes, or they can say no. Can you explain it again? They easily have something to respond to you. That keeps the conversation going. So always have a question at the end, whether it's, does that make sense? Or are you ready to order now? Or something like that. It always helps you to keep that conversation going, because a lot of new people usually have the problem of like, well, they just stop texting you back. Like, how do I keep the conversation going? And that's the biggest tip that I've learned. Whenever I was new, I had the exact same thing happen. And I was like, how do I do this? Like, asking questions. Always ask a question at the end. So then you just tell them what the 90-day challenge is. And then they say like, yeah, that sounds good. And then at that point, I'll say, let's get your order in. Are your billing and shipping addresses the same? So I always ask that right up at the front. That way they don't have to go through the whole entire process of trying to order. And then they're like, oh, it just told me there's an error that my billing and shipping addresses are different. I'm like, so I ask them right at the beginning. I say, great, let's get your order in. Are your billing and shipping addresses the same? And then they say, yeah, they're the same. I'll say, great. So go to my website, startmyadventurenow.com, and let me know when you get there. So I want to know they're tracking with me. I'm not wasting my time and sending them all of the instructions to join and to sign up as a loyal customer. I'm not going to word vomit all over them. I'm going to make sure they're tracking with me first. So I say, go to my website, startmyadventurenow.com, and let me know when you get there. And then they're like, okay, I'm there. And then I will send them the information and the instructions. And I say, let me know when you're done, or if you have any trouble on my website. So then I always say, like, when you're finished, you need to text me. Like, don't just, here's all the stuff. Like, I always tell them, like, okay, here's this. You're going to order, and then you're going to text when you're done. And that way they know exactly what to do, and that I'm waiting for a text from them. And then if their billing and shipping addresses are not the same, then you're going to say, okay, cool. So I can go ahead and place that order for you. This is the information that I need. And you can send them the information and say, does that work? So you're going to need things like their email, their birthday. You can look on your website and find all of this stuff and see what all information they have to like enter in. You're going to need their card information. and the expiration date. Now, the good thing about this is that we just started having PayPal at the end of last month. So now if their billing and shipping addresses are different, you can also say, that's fine. Do you have PayPal? And then if they say like, yeah, I have PayPal, great. We have an option there. So when you see that during checkout, click pay with PayPal, and then they can do that, and they can just go ahead and order with a different billing and shipping address as long as they've got PayPal. Then if they tell you, if you're like, okay, well, I need this information, like you don't have PayPal, your addresses are different, let me place this order for you by calling customer service. We do not want them calling customer service because you just don't want them calling customer service, trust me. You don't want them to have to go through that. So you call for them. So if they're not willing to do that, because I've had a couple people say like, I don't know if I really want to text you that information. What I say is I'll send them a voice message, because I've gotten them off of Instagram at this point. I probably sent them that initial message on Instagram and said like, hey, are you interested? And then they say like, yeah, I'm interested. Then we start talking a little bit. Then I say, great. Text me at 901-496-3479. It'll be way easier to text you with notifications and everything. And then they always text me. And then I say, start a different conversation with them. Just like, how are you? Like, good. How are you? I'm good. Are you ready to order? And even if they already told me that they're ready to order, I'm confirming what we've already talked about. So I'm saying, are you ready to order? And then they say yes. So anyway, so I'm on a text message with them at this point. Most people have an iMessage and an iPhone, so you can send a voice message. So what I would say, I like sending voice messages because it helps my customers or my potential customers trust me more. So if you like found some random person on Instagram and then they were like, hey, do you want to try these products that you've never heard of before? And that might sketch you out a little bit. So I always try to make it as personal as I can. And so that's why I send my before and after pictures. So they can see that in a text message, I'm sending them the same pictures that they're seeing me post, the same face on the Instagram account that messaged them originally. Like they can connect all these things and see that this is legit. So whenever they message me back and they're like, hey, this is so-and-so from Instagram, I send a voice message. I'm like, hey, I'm just leaving the gym, or hey, I'm cooking lunch, or hey, I'm walking my dog, like whatever it is. And I say, hey, I'm doing this and thanks for texting me. It's way easier to do this. So anyway, are you ready to get started? Like, are you ready to order? And then if they tell me later on and they're like, I just don't know if I'm comfortable with sending all my card information over the phone or, to text it to you, then I would just send another voice message and say, hey, that's totally fine. I completely understand. Like my cards have been stolen before, so I totally get it. So what we can do instead is you can either voice message it to me. That way it's not written out. You can call me with the information. I'll go ahead and place the order for you. So what I would do is like write it down in my notes and then call customer service and delete it from my notes. And then I would say, we can do voice message, you can call me, or we could three-way with customer service. So I'll call customer service, then I'll add you to the call, and then we can place your order that way. Which one works better? And then they usually just say like, okay, I'll just text it to you. Or they say like, okay, I'll call you in a second. So then you can call them and you can talk to them for a second and you can grab their credit card information. So anytime they're not comfortable with it, they usually, it eases their mind when they hear your voice just one more time, or it eases their mind whenever you're like, we don't have to, like, you don't need to give me your credit card information. That's fine. That way they're not like, why is she like trying so hard to get my card information? Like, I don't care. Like, I don't need you to send it to me. So these are our other options. Then sometimes they'll say like, I don't know if I want to commit to the 90-day challenge. Like, I don't know about if I want to have like a monthly order. Like, what if I just want to try the product once? So a good response to that, and this is in that post too, I say, you can buy the blank. In this example, I wrote cleanse. So I said, yeah, you can buy the cleanse for just 1 month, sure. But then it'll be the full retail price of $60, just so you know. And since you wouldn't be doing the 90-day challenge, you wouldn't earn free shipping and you wouldn't earn free products or free shopping sprees, which is why the 90-day challenge is a way better deal. And that's what all of my customers do. So I want you to notice a couple of things that I say in there that are key. One, I tell them that it's okay. Okay, I tell them like, that's fine. Like, you can order as a retail customer. That's fine. The loyal customer program, guys, is not for everyone. It is for 99.8% of people, but it's not for everyone. So if they don't want to become a loyal customer, they don't have to be. But it is an honestly way better deal for them. So we strongly want to encourage them to do the 90-day challenge because that is better. So what I would say is, yeah, that's totally fine. Like, you absolutely can do that. Just so you know, though. And so basically, I'm explaining how a retail customer works by showing them the benefits they're losing by not becoming a customer. So the way that I word it lets them know that it's totally fine, but also you're missing out on all of this. And they don't really realize that the way that I word it. And what I say at the end, I say that's why it's the better deal, and that's what all my customers do. Everyone wants to do what everyone else is doing. So if you say, this is what all my customers do, they're going to be like, oh, so if everyone's doing this, then it must be okay. Like, if they're on the fence about it and they're like, I don't know, like, is this scamish? Like, why do I have to have a product for 3 months? Then you just explain, like, you don't have to. But that's what all my customers do. And then they're like, oh, well, if all of our customers do it, like, maybe that should be doing it too. And they should, because the 90-day challenge is amazing. And that really is the better deal for them. So it's not like we're trying to, like, fool them or anything. Like, that really is what they should do. And most retail customers become loyal customers the next month anyway. And they all said, like, I think I've had 3 in the 2.5 years I've been doing this business. I've had 3 retail customers. And they've all come back to me the next month, and they were like, I don't know why I didn't just listen to you and just do the loyal customer thing anyways. Like, I totally, like, paid so much money last month, and I could have just gotten, like, 2 products for that price. I was like, that's what I was trying to tell you. And they're like, well, this is, like, a way better deal, and I love the product, so I wish I would have just done this at the beginning. So anyway, so that is my typical conversation with a potential customer. When I'm talking to them, one of the biggest tips that I have is to sound confident. And I mean, I've been in this business for over 2.5 years. Well, I don't even know. Okay, so October, November, December. Okay, so yeah, like, actually in a couple of days, it'll be exactly 2.5 years. That was just for my own personal benefit, because I've always, like, wondered exactly how long it's been. Anyway, so I've been in this business for 2.5 years. So am I confident? Yeah. Why? Because I know these products work. Because I know this business works. And so I'm confident, but was I whenever I first started? No. Did I fake being confident? Heck yes. You can fake being confident and being outgoing, being excited. You can fake all those things over Instagram or over Facebook or over a text message. You can fake being confident. So even if you just started this business, they don't know that. They don't know if you say the wrong thing, or they don't know if you have no idea what you're talking about, or if they texted you about a question and then you, like, quick message me and you're like, what the heck do I say back to this? Like, they don't know that you did that. So answer back confidently. So be confident. 2, assume the sale. So whenever they say something like, well, so is it, if they're talking about the hair, skin, and nails, and they're like, okay, so how much is it? And then you say it's $55 for a month's treatment, but only $33 when you do the 90-day challenge. Sometimes they'll say, so is it $33 for all 3 months? Or is it $33 each time? Or is it $33 now and then I pay more later? Like, they'll ask you some of those questions. Some people just don't understand it quite the first time. So what you're going to say is it's only $33 each month instead of $55 each month. And that way you're getting my, my discount. What do I say? Hang on. I have the text. Just a second. Okay, so say only $33 each month instead of $55 each month, because I'm giving you my discount, plus you'll earn free shipping and unlimited free products. So that's my answer back to that. And I tell them, it's only $33 each month. So I don't say, like, you have to do it each month. Like, I'm confident, and I'm like, $33 each month. So what I tell them is, I assume the sale, and I say, so today you're going to pay $33 whenever you sign up as a customer. And then next month you're going to pay $33. And then the following month you're going to pay $33 if you get the hair, skin, and nails each time. But let's say you changed it to the Confianza for stress relief because you're in college, and I know that you're going into nursing school because I've talked to them about these things. So say, like, I know you're going into nursing school, and I know that's kind of stressful. So if you end up getting the Confianza for stress relief, it's actually only $25. So your payment that month would just be for that product. It's only $25. So what I say, notice how I said, when you order today, you're going to pay $33. Now that they tell me they're going to order today? No. Do I know for sure they're going to order today? No. Am I going to make them? No. But I'm assuming the sale. So I'm saying, like, whenever you order today, so whenever I say that, in their mind, they're like, oh, yeah, they see themselves ordering today. It's like a law, like, in the brain. I don't really know. But, like, if you say, like, when you order today, they're like, oh, yeah, when I order today, and they can picture themselves doing that. So be confident, assume the sale, ask questions at the end of all of your text messages. That way they have something to respond back to. I don't know. I think that's like all the, I mean, that's basically all the like tips that I have. That's like my typical conversation with someone. So does anyone else have any questions for me? Like maybe your questions will make me think of something else. Like has anyone so far had someone ask them a question? They're like, what in the world do I say back to that? If you've had that, like, if you had that happen, like you can either ask it in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and ask it. But if y'all have questions, let me know. And then maybe that'll make you think of something else to say too. Chloe.
Just like when people ask, like if we send the product model script that you were talking about, when people ask if it's free, or like at first they sound super interested in it and you're like, awesome, like this is the price and this is the discount you get, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, they just don't reply anymore. Like, what do you recommend for that?
Like just messaging them again later. Like if someone like messaged me and they said, like if I send them that message and they were like, yeah, like that sounds great, like how much is it? Or like, I don't know, like, yeah, that sounds awesome. And then like I respond back and I'm like, great. So I'm looking for the like in there have the prices, and they're like, oh, I didn't realize I had to pay for it. And I would say, yeah, like, but you give out 40% off discount. That's so cool. Like, products are amazing. Or like, I'll say something to like talk it up and then see what they say back. And a lot of times they'll say like, oh, well, I'm just a broke college student. I get that so much. Like, I'm just a broke college student, so I can't. And so I always, at that point, if they say something about that they can't afford it, I always offer the opportunity to them. Because if they're a college student working, you know, and going to school and they can't afford a product that's $30, and not everybody, I mean, in their priority list, they may be able to afford other things, but maybe just our products aren't like on the top of their list, and that's fine. But if they're going to school and they can't even afford like an extra $20 a month for like wiggle room or anything like that, they need this business. So if anyone says anything to me about like not having enough money or they don't respond afterwards at all, then I would say, you know, hey, have you ever thought about doing what I do to make a little or a lot of extra money? And then a lot of times I get a potential distributor from that. And they're like, yeah, actually, like, what do you do? I see your posts all the time. And they're like, have you ever heard of ItWorks Global before? And then I go into that potential distributor script that I put in the April incentive page. If they don't respond at all, if they just like don't message me back after I tell them how much it is, I do a follow-up. So 2 days later, I'll follow up with them and I'll say like, hey, were you still interested? And then usually if they just didn't respond at all, when I send that 2 days later, they'll usually message me back at that point and say, sorry, I thought it was free, or sorry, I can't really afford it right now. And then I'll say, that's totally fine. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? So it always goes back to me asking them about the business. Okay. Lauren, did you have something?
Yes.
Okay. I've never seen that hand raise thing. That's really cool. I don't know how you did that, but I just like saw a thing. I was like, what? Okay.
So you know how earlier I was texting you today because I had a potential customer?
Yeah.
And then they were ready to order. Well, instead of doing it step by step like you were saying earlier, I sent them all the instructions at once. And then I kept checking on them throughout the day, and she wouldn't text back. Well, then she texted back later on and said that she couldn't do it because she was at work. So I texted her a little bit ago and said if she's been able to do it yet, but I still haven't got a response. So what would you do?
I would just wait, because you know, there's like a fine line between, you know, like being helpful and making sure that all their questions are answered, making sure that they didn't have trouble on your website, making sure that, you know, that their order is getting through like good. But then there's also like right on the other side of that line is being too pushy, which I don't think that you're being at all, but like, I just don't think that you have to like message like all the time. So at this point, because you know that she, maybe she like got off work and like something happened, or she got super busy and then she had to cook dinner, and then she like realized that she had like this thing to get up early for, so she had to go to bed early. You don't know. So I would always just assume that they just ran out of time or that they got too busy. And so what I would do is I'd follow up in maybe a day or two. So it depends on, I mean, if it's about the wraps, follow up again tomorrow and just say, you know, hey, I totally don't want to bug you at all, but I know that I'm like super scatterbrained. So I know that if it were me, I'd want somebody to remind me, but I'm just letting you know that the BOGO wraps due in today. So I know we were going to get your order in yesterday, and I'm sure you ran out of time and got so like super busy and distracted, which is not like totally understandable. But I wanted to make sure that if you're still interested, that we go ahead and get your order in today so you don't miss out on that deal. If it's not about the BOGO wraps, you can message her back. Let's see, what's today? Tuesday, so Thursday. Message her back, and in the meantime, most of the time, they'll usually respond back and be like, hey, sorry, I totally got distracted. I forgot that I just placed my order. Someone just did that with me because I had messaged them a couple of days ago and I never heard back. And then they randomly messaged me and said they ordered. But if they had not messaged me back, I would have messaged them tomorrow during my follow-ups and said, hey, are you still interested? Like, hey, did you have any more trouble? So at this point, it's that push-pull effect. Sometimes we try to pull people in so much that we push them away. So just kind of keep and like, put yourself in their shoes and try to be like, okay, what would I want someone to do at this point for me? And at this point, I'd be like, you know, I'm probably just like super busy. So I'd want them to wait a couple of days to message me back. So that's what I do. So you can kind of feel it out. You'll get really good at that whenever you like do this business for a little bit longer. But yeah, I always just do, so my follow-ups, I do 2, 2, 2. It's what works for me, and it's not what works for everyone, but this is what I personally do if you want to try it. Fortune is in the follow-up. So you have to think about you. When did you sign up? The very first time that I talked to you? No. The very first time someone else talked to you? No. So you don't get discouraged when you message someone about the products and they say, you know, oh, not right now, like maybe next month, or if they just kind of string you along, or if they just don't respond. Because a lot of us did that at the very beginning before we started this business or ordered the products. So the fortune's in the follow-up. So I follow up 2 days later. So let's say I talk to someone today, okay? So I'm going to follow up with them on Thursday, because that's 2 days from today. So I'm going to follow up with them on Thursday, and I'm just going to say, hey, are you still interested? Or like, hey, did my last message go through, if they never like saw it or like whatever. And then if it's on Instagram and it doesn't say seen or read, then I'll go to their Instagram profile and I'll comment on like their second picture and say like, oh, this is so cute. P.S. I messaged you back with like the little kissy emoji. And then they'll usually be like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I never see these like, you know, messages. Like, thanks for messaging me back. I am still interested. Or I'm not. So that's 2 days later, 2 weeks later. So today's Tuesday. So not next Tuesday, but the next Tuesday. If they've not ordered or given me a date on Thursday that I followed up with them, I'm going to follow up with them on that Tuesday. Okay. So not next week, but the next. I'm going to say, you know, hey, did you change your mind about the products, or did you just need to wait for a better time to order? And then they're going to message me back and say, you know, like, oh, like, yeah, I just need to wait for a better time or whatever. And then I'll do it again 2 months later. So today is April 4th. So May, June. So June 4th, I will message her again if she's not responded or ordered. So hopefully that helps. But the fortune's in the follow-up. So definitely don't get discouraged if she doesn't order this time, because she will eventually if you just keep following up with her.
Okay.
But that's perfect. You did everything right. Oh gosh, my legs hurt. Okay. Anybody else have any questions? And it can be about what we talked about tonight, or it can be about something else y'all have questions about, because somebody probably has the same question as you. We've got a lot of new people, which is...
I have a question.
Wait, who are you? Okay, Dakota?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
How do you keep track of the like follow-ups, like who you need to follow up with in 2 days and 2 weeks and stuff like that?
Good question. So I have 2 planners. You can get these at like Walmart or Target, like just a cheap little planner. So I have this one, and this one right here says the names of every person I talked to on the very first day I talked to them, okay? So if I talk to someone on Instagram, I'm going to put a little @ symbol by their name and put their Instagram handle right there, okay? So this girl's name is, let's see, Casey Menz. So I'll put like @ Casey Menz, and then, so this was on Sunday that I talked to her for the very first time. So then today is Tuesday. So Tuesday, I go back and I look at Sunday. So I go and look at everyone's name on Sunday, and I go and message those people again and just say, hey, are you still interested? And then whenever I see this, so this is last Tuesday, and this was the Tuesday before. So this is 2 weeks. So today I'm going to go message these people from 2 weeks ago on Tuesday. So does that make sense? Wait, you're muted again.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. And then I have another planner that just tells me, like, if someone says, like, oh, I can order on Friday. If I'm out, like, if I'm grocery shopping or I'm getting my nails done, or if you're at work or at school, and someone's like, you know, I can't order today, but I can order on Friday. That's when I get paid. I say, great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold your spot for you, and I'm going to go ahead and write your name down so that you can make sure that we get your discount. And basically what that means is that I'm going to walk them through that on Friday so I can make sure they sign up as a loyal customer, not a retail customer. So I'm going to save your spot to make sure we get your discount on Friday. And, so I'll go ahead and message you then. I'll talk to you later. Like, have a great rest of your week. So on my calendar, on my phone, or on my calendar, like my paper calendar, on Friday on this other planner, I'm going to write down their name. And I'm just going to say, like, order or PLC or HSN or whatever it is, like whatever product they want. So that's how I keep up with everyone. And everyone is different. Like, all of my friends who are in this business do something completely different. So if you want to try, if you have like no idea what you want to do yet, try what I do and then see if that works for you. And then if not, tweak it a little bit. Do whatever works best for you. Anybody else? Yes.
So you can have retail customers?
Yes.
Like people who just want to buy it like once?
Yes.
Okay.
So for a retail customer, like I said, they don't get any of the perks. They don't earn free shipping. They don't get shopping sprees. They don't get perks points. They don't get any of that stuff. And they have to pay the full retail price. So it's not the best deal, but it is possible. So when they go to checkout, when you see all the different payment options, the very, very bottom in small writing, it says, no thanks, order as a retail customer. And they can click that and they can just pay full price for the product. Or let's say you have like your neighbor, and your neighbor comes over and they're like, you know, Lauren, hey, do you have any hair, skin, and nails? Like, I want to try some. And you've got an unopened bottle of hair, skin, and nails. You can say, yeah, sure. It's $55 if you wanted me to hand it to you right now. Because that's the retail price of it. So you're not going to be able to sell it for the loyal customer price. I mean, if it's like your mom or something and you just like want to, that's fine. Or like give it to her for free. But if it's like somebody that you don't know, like give it to him for the actual retail price, and then you make $22 on it. Or they can go and order from your website. So you can always like offer those options to them too. So if you have like an unopened bottle of hair, skin, nails, that'd be nice, quick cash.
Gotcha.
I mostly just sell wraps on hand though. I don't ever sell products on hand.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just asking because that one lady, she was like, she wanted to buy it that one time and not do the additional 2 months. So I didn't know if there's like another way to get her to buy something, you know, and still me make money and her try the products out, you know.
Yeah, so that she can do it that way, and she'll just do it like that on the website. But if you go back and look at that April incentive thing, like the potential customer conversation, the script to send her is in there.
Okay.
About like, yeah, you can do this, but blah, blah, blah. So you can like send her that, just copy and paste it, but base it on like whatever product she was talking about.
Okay.
Good questions.
I have another question.
Yes.
Do loyal customers always get perk points? And if so, how do you use them? Because I started as a loyal customer, so I have perk points, and I don't even know how to use them myself, so I don't really know how to promote it to other people that I'm trying to get to do the 90-day challenge.
Yes. So the perks points. So whenever people order from me as a customer, 2 days later, I send them like what the like extra perks are. So I sent you a message like forever ago, probably like in January or whatever, whenever you became a customer, that just explains like what the perks points are. So what they are is just like 10% back in everything that you order. So let's say you buy the hair, skin, and nails. It's $33 as a loyal customer. So you're going to get 10% back. So you're going to get $3.30 in perks points. So 3.3 perks points. And you can use that now, or you can save them up to use them later on free products. So you get perks points on every single auto shipment order that you make. So whenever you have your auto shipment running, you always have perks points, and they never expire until you turn your auto shipment off. And turn your auto shipment off until the time that the perks points expire. So let's say someone, they finish their 3-month commitment, they turn off their auto shipment today, they have until May 3rd to be able to use their product credit. And so then if you like save up your perks points on that 6th month, like your 6th consecutive order. So let's say, they never turn their auto shipment off for 6 months. They get $50 extra in perks points. So they've already, like racked up 12 perks points. They get 50 on top of that towards free products. On their 12th consecutive month, they get $150 in free shopping sprees. So I've got like customers, like loyal customers with like $400 in free products because they just have had their orders going, their auto shipment going for so long. So you can use those on any separate orders. You cannot use them on an auto shipment. So customers can use them for, like, if they want to grab like an extra bottle of hair, skin, and nails, things like that, you can use perks points for. So does that make sense?
Yeah. I didn't talk about that to any of the loyal customers that I signed up. So how should I go back and tell them about that, or?
Yes. Don't tell them, guys, do not tell them that before they join. They don't need to know that, because that's going to be like way information overload, because they're already like, okay, this product, like I have to remember how much it is, how to use it. I just learned about the 3 days, like, or 3-month commitment. Like, and then you're like, by the way, you get 10% back on everything that you order, and you can use those in separate orders only, and not on auto shipments. And after 6 months, you get $50 extra. Like, they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, never mind. Like, run and block you. So don't tell them about the perks points right now. Tell them about it 2 days later. So what I'm actually going to do is tomorrow I'm going to post a video that talks about that I made like last month, that talks about creating raving fans instead of just satisfied customers. So I'm going to talk about how I follow up with my customers, and I do the 2-2-2 rule again. So 2 days later, I tell them thank you, send them this little spiel about, hey, like, add me on Facebook. I'm going to add you to my customer group. And then I explain the perks points to them. And then I explain, this is like your auto shipment, blah, blah, blah. Then 2 weeks later, I make sure that they got their products. And then every single month after that, I do like a follow-up and just say, hey, you've got this many perks points. How are you loving your blank products, whatever it is? If you're looking for another product to try, our shake is amazing. So those are the types of things that I send, and I will post that tomorrow on our April incentive page. Below it, I will write down the messages that I've been sending to people so that you can copy and paste those into your notes. And then tomorrow you can send those to your loyal customers and just say like, hey, I just wanted to shoot you a quick text and say thank you so much for your order, blah, blah, blah. So I was actually planning to do that tomorrow already. So just look out for that. I'll tag you in it or something, or text you when I do it. And then you can just send that to them.
Okay, that makes sense. Maybe I'm just missed it, but you said that in order to use the perks points, it can't be for an auto ship. But if you cancel your auto ship, don't you have to use the perk points right away? And
yes. So so let's say, I bought the hair, skin, and nails last month and the greens this month. So I've got roughly 6 perks points, right? So then this month I choose to get the fat fighters. They're $25, so I have $6. So I cannot apply that $6 to my auto shipment to make my auto shipment order for fat fighters be $19 instead of $25. I cannot do that. What I can do is get hair, skin, and nails again in my auto shipment, and then buy Fat Fighters separately for $25 and then use my perks points toward that to make them cheaper. Then I finish my 3rd month this month. Okay, so then I can tomorrow turn my auto shipment off, and I have 30 days from that point to order something as a separate order with those perks points, or else they expire.
So it's best to do the perk points after the 90 days?
No, you can do it anytime, but like if you're going to cancel your order, you need to use them because it's free money just sitting in your account. But what I have a lot of people do is like they know that they're going to continue to order, and like I tell them on their 3rd month, so I don't say like, this is your 3rd month, feel free to turn off your auto shipment. No, this is a longer, that like we call it the 90-day challenge, but really it's a lifetime. So they either order products for longer or they become a distributor. That's their options. Like they can continue using the products, they can be a distributor. And so on their 3rd month, I say, you know, I hope that you're loving your products. Like only 3 more months until your $50 shopping spree. So they know like, oh, only 3 more orders until my $50 shopping spree. And then the next month I say 2 more orders. Following month I say 1 more order. And then the next month I'm like, this is your, you know, $50 shopping spree month. So as soon as your order runs this month, you're going to get an extra $50 added to your account so you can use those at any time that you want. They can continue to rack that stuff up. But if they turn off their auto shipment at any point, they have to use that stuff within 30 days or they go away. So you can use it during your 90-day challenge. You can use it like during the time that you're, you know, making orders. Or you can rack it up and save up those points to get like the system for free. Totally up to you.
I guess I'm just confused about how they do an order not on auto ship.
They go to their account.
Automatically on auto ship?
They have their auto shipment set up. If they want to go and order something different, like the BOGO wraps, like if they're already a customer and they want to go in and like just order BOGO wraps just because, or hair, skin, nails, or Fat Fighters, they go log onto your website, they log into their account, they click shop, and then they order the product. They just click whatever product that they want, click checkout. They're already in their account. It's already got their information. They just have to click submit and choose their shipping.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. And then Christina said, what tips do you have for selling wraps you have on hand? Best way to sell wraps is have a wrap party. 110%. Like when you have people that come over to your house, and you can call it a wine and sample party. You can call it, you know, hey, let's come over for like cookies and samples, or like, I don't even know, whatever. You don't have to call it a wrap party. Like it doesn't have to be like all like sophisticated, but just grab a bunch of people and be like, hey, so-and-so, best friend, like grab 5 of your friends and come over. And if you can bring 5 people with you to try some of these products out, I'll wrap you for free. And they can bring $25 with them. Everyone else can bring $25 and they'll get to wrap for $25. So that's the easiest way. I mean, the very first wrap party that I did, like 2 or 3 weeks into this business, I made, I think like $150 in wrap cash at my first party. So in 2 hours, I made $150. Like you can't make that as a server most times. So that's like super fast cash. Another way is talking to people. Like I always carry them in my purse. So if someone like is talking about the wraps, or if they see like I have like a little Blitz card on my purse. So if they see my Blitz card on my purse, they're like, what is that? I'll tell them, and then they'll ask about a wrap. Or if they say something, like I get into conversations with people. There's a good video about this on Diamonds Are Forever. If you want to look up Blitzing 101, this talks about that. Susan and Michael did the video. But basically you just get into conversations with people. So they say something like, you know, like, hey, how are you? Like, I'm good. Like, your baby's so cute. And she's like, thank you. Like, how old is he or she or whatever? And then you get into a conversation, and then you talk about like, oh, are you shopping? And then they're like, yeah, but like, I hate the way everything looks on me because I just had a baby and I have all this extra skin. And you're like, hey, actually, like I have something called a wrap, you know, like, have you ever heard of ItWorks Global before? And then talk to them about the wraps and just explain, you know, this is going to tighten and firm your skin, and get into conversations with people. And that's how I always bring up the products in the business. I've signed up distributors that way. I've signed up customers that way, just by getting into conversations, being friendly with people. Lauren, yes.
I have 2 questions. One, how can anyone be a loyal customer with any product? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, as long
And
as
then-
it's not BV, so no Fab Wrap, but yes, every other product.
Okay. And then, like, how would you go about, like, say you know some people that you think would be good for this product, but you don't want to offend them? Like, how would you go about telling them about it, you know?
Offer them, like, more than one product. So give me an example.
Like, I have a bunch of friends that just had babies. So I was looking through the products, and there's the stretch mark cream. You know, a lot of women don't like stretch marks, or, you know, they're always like, oh, I hate these.
But you don't want to be like, hey, I have stretch mark cream and I just
Yeah.
have to go get some. Yeah, no, I totally get that. So what I would say is I would send them a message, like the customer message that I put in the potential customer combo. Go look at that on the April incentive page. Add in there stretch mark cream. So say, you know, we have hair, skin, and nails. We have fat fibers to absorb the fats and carbs. We have the cleanse. We have wraps. And we also have stretch mark cream. Do any of these sound like something that you'd be interested in? So you don't have to say, hey, I got stretch mark cream. You should use some. But you can just say, because some people don't use anything and they don't get stretch marks. So they don't all have them. But if they do, that's going to be one that they're going to be like, oh my gosh, that. And they may be interested in the wraps too. Like, you never know. And then some people have like weird hair things happen, like their hair falls out when they're pregnant. So they may be interested in the hair, skin, and nails too. Like, they may be interested in a lot. So I would always offer that to them and just like add that in there. And then if you're ever talking to somebody about the wraps in person, you're like, a good thing to say is, I know you don't need them, but everyone wants them. So.
Gotcha.
All right. It is 11:04. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recording.